Good morning, student and friends. I hope you're fine and safe at your home. Today we are going to learn about osmosis, which is the part of third year, semester 5th, and paper name that is Plant Physiology and Ecology, unit number 1st, Plant Water Relation. So, what is meant by osmosis? Osmosis is a passive process. Passive means no use of energy and happens without any use of energy. It involves the movement of molecules from region of higher concentration to lower concentration until the concentration becomes equal on either side of the membrane. Means what? Here is the diagram which can show a single beaker which is filled with two sides, A side and B side, and in between A and B side there is a placing of a membrane which is selectively permeable, as like our plasma membrane which is present in a plant cell as well as animal cell. So what is the most important thing within this diagram, that is the A side is filled with dilute solution of sugar molecules, while the higher concentration of a water molecules, and the side B which possesses higher concentration of a sugar solution and water molecules are less. So when that solution stay for some time and the changes get observed after some times, at that time we can find the solution A, means side A becomes lower and the side B which becomes higher as compared to first one. So what happen in this case? The movement of water molecule can transfer from A to B, means the water molecules are going to be transferred from A side to B side because of lower concentration, because of higher concentration going to be a B side. So here is the movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to a lower concentration, and that can be ends up to the equality. So any solvent can undergo the process of osmosis, including gases and supercritical liquids also. So here is the diagram which shows three types of osmosis. First of all, there are three different types of solution, and that solution can create three different ways or three different stages in a cell. So first stage, that is an isotonic solution, is one that has same concentration of solutes both inside and outside, means the both sides can take and gain whatever the matter going to be intake and get outside. So that's why this is a isotonic solution. Diagram A shows a isotonic solution, means the cell is placed in a isotonic solution, and when the cell is placed in a isotonic solution, no net movement of water particles and cell membrane is attached to a cell wall, and that's why that cell become flaccid. So here is the cell membrane, and this was the gray color cell wall, and whatever the present over inside the cell membrane, that is a protoplasm. So when that cell is placed in isotonic solution, at that time it going to be a flaccid, and later on if that cell is taken out from that solution and placed in a hypertonic solution, at that time hypertonic solution is one that has higher solute concentration outside the cell than inside, and that is nothing but an exoosmosis. So what happen in hypertonic solution or exoosmosis? The water particle move out of the cell membrane shrinks and detach away from cell wall, that is called as a plasmolysis. So what happened in this case, the cell membrane and a central gap, centrally located cytoplasm creates a gap in between cell wall and cytoplasm, and this is a cell wall. And within this complete structure we have we observe plasmolysis, which is a shrinkage or a detach from cell wall. Then there is a another type, that is a hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution is one that has a higher solute concentration inside the cell than outside, that is endoosmosis. So what happen in this hypotonic solution is that type of solution which possesses water particles move into the cell, and cell wall counteracts osmotic pressure to preventing swelling and lysis. Swelling means a bulkiness and lysis means breakdown. So both conditions get prevent in a hypotonic solution. So what happen in a hypotonic solution? This is the cell membrane and this was the cell wall. In between both cell wall there is a presence of a cytoplasm which can prevent swelling and lysis, that is nothing but an endoosmosis, that is a normal stage which is a turgid. And when cell become turgid, at that time it can create a pressures. Then on the basis of endo and exoosmosis, there is the two types of osmosis, endoosmosis, exoosmosis. So what happened in endoosmosis, we observed in a diagram, but technically what is going on within an endoosmosis, that is when a substance is placed in a hypotonic solution, the solvent molecule move inside the cell. Means a substance which is placed in a hypotonic solution, the solvent molecules move inside the cell and the cell become turgid or undergoes deplasmolysis. This is known as endoosmosis, means cell can absorb their solvents. Then exoosmosis, when the substance is placed in hypertonic solution, the solvent molecules are come outside, move outside, and the cell become flaccid and undergo plasmolysis, means cell become shriveled, and that is nothing but an exoosmosis. Then effect of osmosis on cell. Osmosis affect the cells differently. The plant cell has thick cell wall and requires more water. Cell will not burst when placed in hypotonic solution. If the cell get hypotonic solution, that is a normal condition, but in fact a hypotonic solution is ideal for a plant solution, and that's why most important. Then if the cell is in a various condition, at that time there is a creation of a pressures when osmosis is going on. So there is a creation of osmotic pressure, is the pressure required to stop water from diffusing through a membrane of a osmosis, and it is determined by the concentration of the solute. Water diffuse into the area of concentration from the area of lower concentration. So when happen all these things, when the concentration of substance in the two areas, that is in contact with different The substance will diffuse until the concentration is uniform throughout. So this osmotic pressure is also can be calculated with the help of this equation, that is pi is equal to mRT. The pi denotes the osmotic pressure, m is the molar concentration, means how many molecules are present within a solvent, r is the gas constant, T is the temperature which is going to be fluctuate. Then there are many more different significance of osmosis, because osmosis is a metabolic activity, means many more metabolic activities are going in a plants and animals daily life or any lower organism also. So at that time, due to the osmosis, there are many more metabolic activity get fluctuated, and that's why osmosis influence the transport of nutrients, means with the help of osmosis there is a transport of nutrients and release the metabolic waste products. It is responsible for absorption of water from soil and conducting it to the upper parts of the plant through xylem, means water transport which is absorbed by the root and transferred from root to the aerial parts, that is stem, leaf, fruit, flowers, etc. So it stabilizes the internal environment of living organism by maintaining the balance between water and intercellular fluids, means what? Plants, animals, all living creatures needs near about 80% of water in within their bodies. So at that time the osmosis can stabilize the internal environment with a osmosis. It maintains the turgidity of cell. Osmotic pressures, when they are going to be exerted on a cell wall, at that time they reaches the turgidity, and then they can maintain the turgidity of cell from any breakage or lysis. It is a process by which plants maintain their water content despite the constant water loss due to the transpiration. So means what? At the time of transpiration, whatever the water loss is going to be happen, that can be maintained with the osmosis process. This process controls the cell to cell diffusion of water, means if one previous cell contain a huge amount of water, that water can be passes towards the another adjacent cell, that is nothing but a diffusion, and that diffusion also controls by the osmosis. Osmosis includes cell turgor, which regulates the movement of plants and plant parts. Whatever the inside movement are going to be happen in plant's life, that can be regulated or induced by the osmotic pressures. Osmosis also controls the dehiscence of fruit and sporangia, means what? If the fruit get ripens or drier, at that time that fruit possesses ventral sutures, and that can be spilled, that can be broken, that can be dehisced into a environment, into the atmosphere, and liberate the seeds or whatever it may be, a spores. So that can also happen with the help of osmotic pressures. Higher osmotic pressures protect the plants against drought injury. So if the plant can create higher osmotic pressure, at that time if they don't get water, and that can be also get control or protect by the osmotic pressures. Turgidity of cells of new young seedling allow them to come out of soil. Means if the seed imbibe water and becomes turgid, imbibe soil, at that time that turgidity, that higher amount of water can allow sprouting into the radicle and plumule, and that radicle and plumule came out of soil. That is nothing but an osmotic pressure which can be exerted on a cell wall. Then there are many more significance we know, but some another most important significance of osmosis in a living creature, that is osmosis has a significant role, that is in plants, animals, and also in humans. So first of all, the absorption of water from soil is due to the osmosis. Okay, the plant root have higher concentration than soil, therefore the water flows into the roots. Okay, then guard cells of the plants are also get affected by osmosis. Means what? When the plant cells are filled with water, the guard cell becomes swell up, imbibe, becomes larger in size, and the stomata gets open. Humans suffering from cholera are also affected by osmosis. Means the bacteria that get overpopulated inside the intestine, that can reverse the flow of absorption and do not allow water to get absorbed by the intestine wall, and then they results into the dehydration. Then when the fingers are placed in water for a longer period of time, they become puny due to the flow of water inside the cell. So that is all about osmosis, which is the most important part of a plant and animal's life, as well as a living creatures with lower living creatures. They can also maintain the levels of a metabolic activities. Means they can store or maintain 80% water in a body. So I think all of you get what is I explained to you, and after that I have some questions and answers for you that can be provided in another PDF file, and you have to read about it, learn about it. Within that I have written questions with their answers, means that can help you for further studies. So I can end up this video. Thank you so much.